Long before the Jedi and Sith would come to dominate the galaxy, the Force was studied in its rawest form by the Jedi Order on the world of Tython. They sought balance between light and dark, passion and restraint. Among their number rose a man of extraordinary talent and catastrophic conviction. This is the story of Daegen Lok, Jedi Master, Exile, and Prophet of war yet to come. Greetings, my fellow scruffy looking Nerf Herders, and welcome back to the Infernal Brotherhood. Today we're exploring one of the more interesting characters in the Dawn of the Jedi era, Daegen Lok. Daegen Lok was a Force-sensitive human born in the Tython system and trained from an early age within the Jedi Order. He was apprenticed to Master Kuang Yang, Temple Master of Anil Kesh, the Temple of Science. Lok quickly distinguished himself, bold, intelligent, and fearless. He showed remarkable aptitude in both combat and force manipulation. Kuang Yang considered him among his most promising students. Yet even in these early years, Lok displayed troubling tendencies. He relied heavily on mind tricks, using the Force to influence others rather than persuade them. Though effective, this approach drew criticism from fellow Jedi, who warned that such manipulation threatened the balance they were sworn to uphold. Lok, however, saw restraint as weakness. In 25,805, before the Battle of Yavin, the fragile peace of the Tython system shattered. Despot Queen Hadia, ruler of Shakakwa's criminal underworld, united rival crime barons and launched an assault against the Jedi. Rather than confront her forces directly, the Jedi chose deception. Daegen Lok volunteered to infiltrate the despot army, posing as a disgraced ranger. With assistance from Volnos Ryo, who sought revenge for Hadia's murder of his family, Lok embedded himself deep within enemy ranks. His deception was flawless. Lok rose quickly, so quickly that he became one of Hadia's trusted generals. In time, he became something more, her lover. And as weeks turned to months, Lok's mission grew complicated. Genuine feelings took root, and the line between duty and devotion began to blur. As Hadia's forces laid siege to Kaleth, the Temple of Knowledge, Lok was reminded of his true purpose. One night, while Hadia slept, Lok attempted to assassinate her, hesitating in the final moment. Assassination was forbidden by the Jedi, and his feelings for the Queen clouded his resolve. That hesitation nearly cost him his life. Hadia struck first, slashing Lok across his right eye. Enraged, Lok drew his blade and killed her, then slaughtered his way out of the command camp, leaving only a single survivor. With Hadia dead, the despot army fractured. The Jedi swiftly defeated the remaining forces. Lok returned to Tython a hero. In 25,800 BBY, Daegen Lok was promoted to Jedi Master. Flush with victory and confidence, Lok chose to explore the Chasm, a vast planetary rift beneath Anil Kesh, infamous for driving those who entered too deeply into madness. Joined by his friend Hawk Rio, Lok descended despite repeated warnings. In the darkness, Lok received a vision, an army of dark warriors wielding blades of frozen fire, marching across Skagora. At the head stood a figure with a single red eye, and in the vision, Lok himself led the Jedi against them. The chasm broke him. When Lok presented his vision to the Jedi Council, they dismissed it as madness. As Lok sank deeper into the dark side, manipulating minds and refusing to relinquish his certainty, the Council acted. Lok was exiled to the moon Bogan. While Hawk Rio found balance and rejected the vision, Lok embraced it. Over 7 years, he carved images of fire-bladed warriors into stone, studied the dark side, and prepared for the war he believed was inevitable. To Lok, exile was not punishment, it was preparation. In 25,793 BBY, Lok received another vision of the same dark warrior who led the army in the chasm. Days later, that warrior arrived. His name was Zesh, a Force hound enslaved by the Rakatan Infinite Empire. Zesh wielded weapons Lok had seen only in prophecy, Force sabers, blades powered by the dark side itself. Together, Lok and Zesh escaped Bogan, forging new weapons and attempting to raise an army. Lok believed Zesh was proof that his vision was real, and that the Jedi must abandon balance to survive. But Lok underestimated the one force he could not control: choice. On Shikakwa, Zesh turned against Lok, refusing to remain a slave. Overwhelmed by the darkness within Zesh's mind, Lok was defeated and imprisoned once more. Yet, when the Rakatan Infinite Empire invaded the Tython system, the Jedi freed Lok out of desperation. As a general, he proved devastatingly effective, helping repel Rakatan forces and delivering victory at a terrible cost. Daegen Lok was not a Sith. He was not a Jedi. He was something far more dangerous. A man utterly convicted he was right. And in that certainty, the shadow of future wars was cast. And that is the story of Daegen Lok, Jedi Master, Exile, and Prophet of Fire. If you enjoyed diving into this concentrated lore, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. And as always, your support through Patreon or channel membership helps the Infernal Brotherhood continue exploring the deep history of the Star Wars Legends universe. Until we convene again, my fellow scruffy-looking Nerf Herders, may the Force be with you.